You're probably going to see me get my ass handed to me by the very first, and that's probably the very easiest boss in the game. Let me tell you. He's honestly not a hard boss, it's just, this is the only 2D actually RP action, the only 2D action RPG I've played to completion. I have played others, but I didn't play them to completion because I just didn't like them. As you are all aware, I am a blasphemer. I am not a 2D Zelda fan. Emphasis on 2D Zelda. I don't mind 3D Zelda. Zelda is, in fact, the only franchise I can honestly say that from the jump from 2D to 3D, it improved. 2D Zelda is, I'm going to be honest with you, I just don't like it. Whereas 3D Zelda is, much improved. Just much improved. Now, I think I've gone over my reasons why I don't like 2D Zelda, especially in, probably one of my Final Fantasy videos. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I have no idea how I'm supposed to know where I am supposed to go next, so, I might just say fuck it, because I know what I'm supposed to do next. I might just say fuck it and do it anyways. Because I don't know how you're supposed to find out. I honestly don't. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe, I remember video games back in that era of gaming, and they weren't exactly kind. You were supposed to try everything out and test everything out, and if something didn't work, well, so be it, though. How you were supposed to figure out how it worked, I don't know. I must confess, I played a lot of Space Quest and King's Quest during the days of my youth. And those games, ooh. If you think JRPGs are cryptic, point-and-click adventure games aren't even cryptic, they're just all sorts of what the fuck. Like, for example, you buy a pie in, I think, King's Quest 6. I think it's King's Quest 6, it's the one with the willow tree. If you eat the pie, you can't beat the game. So what do? You save the pie, and much later on in the game, you use it as a weapon to throw to an abominable snowman, a yeti. Now, how do I know this? Simple. Internet exists nowadays. And when Game Grumps did that game, that specific King's Quest game, I went, ooh, I remember that game. Now, I don't know if King's Quest uses a guide, but I'm pretty sure they must have. But yeah, you're supposed to throw the pie at a yeti. That's how you not die. Yeah. Gaming back during the late 80s, early 90s. We liked it back then, too. Anyways, we get a mystic statue, and we know it's an important item because it's listed all the way on the pillar. Let's send our red jewel a-flying. So, wait a minute. Where do I go? Oh, yeah, I know where I am. Oops, I'm in the basement, or the, I know nothing about naval terminology. I'm in the, basement of the ship, the lowest deck of the ship. That's where I'm at. I don't know the correct terminology. I'm not a sailor. I've never, well, I shouldn't say I've never been on a ship. I've been on a ship that went across Lake Ontario from like the mainland to Toronto Island or whatever the fuck it was called when I was a kid. And I remember, just being at the lower deck of the ship, seeing through the windows, the portals, or whatever, hoping I'd see a fish. I was so fascinated that I could see through the water. Never did see a fish. After all, I was like maybe 6, 7 years old. I wanted to see a shark in Lake Ontario. That's the mind of a 7-year-old. There are no sharks in Lake Ontario. You know, sharks usually tend to be freshwater or saltwater fish, and Lake Ontario is saltwater, but I don't know, maybe I'd see a muskie or a pike or something. I was fascinated by fishing when I was a kid. You know, most kids, when they're like 6, 7 to 10 years old, what do? They play sports. They play video games. They play Ninja Turtles or Transformers or whatever television show was relevant back in the day. What did I do? I fished. I'm gonna say it's a lucky star. But yeah, I fished. That's what I did. And I remember going to the Toronto Sportsman Show, and Bob Azumi is there. For those of you who don't know who Bob Azumi is, I think that's his name. He's an Asian fisherman. Again, this is like young me, so whether or not I'm even getting the name right, don't take my word for it, but this was during the time when monofilament line was being replaced by braided line. And I asked Bob Azumi and the person who was there with him, I don't remember his name, what's the best line to use, braided or monofilament? Now here I am, like 10-year-old self. Everybody else asking questions are like in their 30s, and they're asking like what serious questions. I asked this question, and I listened to like a 40 minute discussion of what is the best line to use. Now I remember them saying that monofilament was the best line to use because it stretches, and that is true. Braided line is stronger, but braided line doesn't stretch, so when you set the hook, there's a very good possibility that you're going to just yank the hook right out of the fish's mouth. And considering that whenever I go to a tackle shop or Walmart or Canadian Tire, I don't even see braided line, well, braided line was obviously a fad. And it was a short-lived fad because there was other fads in the fishing industry like pork bait. Pork bait is used primarily in bass fishing, and me being Seventh-day Adventist, more specifically my parents being Seventh-day Adventist, they wouldn't allow me to use it. I'd pick it up anyways and just not use it in front of them, but yeah. Heaven forbid I catch a pork. But yeah, I'd use it, catch a lot of bass, and yeah. I just think that was a fact because I go to Canadian Tire, I go to Walmart, I go to any major tackle shop, whether it be Bass Pro or mom and pop tackle shop. I don't see any pork bait. Where's the pork bait go? That's what I'd like to know. Because pork bait was something that did happen to work. It was a fad bait, don't get me wrong, it was a fad bait. But it was a fad bait that worked. Anyways, guys, this is day 2 in, of being on the raft. I am trying to catch fish, and Princess Snotty Pants is chastising me every time I try and catch a fucking fish. It has been 2 days, we are going to starve soon. What do you expect us to do, Princess Snotty Pants? Anyways, if I remember correctly, you just kind of, wait, and finally it comes, okay? It's not like how I was when in the jail cell where it wouldn't come because I had to check 3 things out. But yeah. And when it seemed like forever, I know that feeling. And with you being on a raft with Princess Snotty Pants, yeah. You're going to be getting that feeling for a very long time. Anyways, it's been 4 days. We have gone 4 days without food, I'm assuming. Except for the yak meat. Also, I'm assuming we are in salt water. So we've gone 4 days without fresh water. We should be dying of dehydration, if not dead, right about now. Yeah. Yeah. Fish is fighting to stay alive. Fuck you, Snotty Pants. Princess Snotty Pants. So yeah. Come on. Typical princess, such a bother. Yeah. I agree. A week in a school of fish and we haven't died of dehydration. So what do? We catch a fish, we eat a fish. We catch a fish, we eat a fish. And Princess Snotty Pants does not approve yet. Emphasis on yet. She'll approve soon. You're probably wondering, what are we using to cook the fish? Well, some fish can be eaten raw so that it's fresh. There is a risk of, catching certain diseases, I believe hepatitis C being one of them. But you actually can eat fresh fish raw. Emphasis on fresh fish. Because, not so fresh fish will probably contain so much contaminants and be spoiled so much that you'll probably die eating it. The stars are beautiful. No, if you're taller, you won't be able to reach them. What do you think they are? Well, I guess we're in a, do they even know what set stars are? Just like flaming balls of gas. Like, I understand, they seem to know that a comet is coming, or at least Will does. By the way, where's the red star? I think I see the red star a little bit bottom right of the main star in the center. I think that's the comet that's supposed to be coming and destroying the Earth. Spoiler warning, there's a comet that's going to come and destroy the Earth. So yeah. Yeah, wish for that. Excuse me. Day 18. We've been adrift for almost 3 weeks. We still haven't died of dehydration. I don't know, is there like a way to filter salt water on a raft? I know there's a way to filter salt water normally. Are they drinking their own urine? Have they survived this long by drinking their own piss? Anyways, we're obviously in salt water because shark! Like, I know bull sharks can survive in fresh water, but this is most definitely salt water. Yeah, they're circling our raft but not attacking. Well, consider yourself lucky. They're probably just curious. I know what happens next, just I don't know how to trigger it. Yeah, I've got it, they're not hungry. Yep, only humans attack living things when they're not hungry or in self-defense. That's not exactly true. Yeah. Sharks are going away. Speaking of attacking things without being hungry, I recently got Dark Souls 3. I've never played a Dark Souls game. I was originally going to get Bloodborne, but, well, they didn't have it, so I got Dark Souls 3, which is the newest game. I picked it up for, like, surprisingly cheap, 25 bucks. I remember it being almost twice that much at EB Games, which is the Canadian equivalent of GameStop. And by a Canadian equivalent, I don't mean it's a replacement for GameStop. I mean, EB Games and GameStop are the exact same store. Just a different name. Maybe EB Games was different when a couple of years ago, maybe it was an independent Canadian store, but anyways, GameStop must have bought it out because EB Games and GameStop are the exact same store. And yes, I passed out. What did I pass out from? You'll find out. Is it dehydration? No. That would make more sense. No. It's scurvy, people. I passed out from scurvy. Yes, a lack of vitamin C, which is a common disease among sailors. That's why British sailors were known as limeys. They'd be constantly sucking, British sailors will constantly suck on a lime to get the vitamin C, and that's why their teeth will literally fall out from their mouths. But yeah, if you don't get enough vitamin C, you get scurvy and your teeth will fall out of your mouth. That's why British sailors sucked on limes. That's why they were called limeys. Which, at one point in time, was an offensive term for Brit. I don't know if it's an offensive term nowadays. If calling people limeys is still an offensive term, well, guess what? I'm an offensive person, so fuck you. Like, seriously, do you not know the book I'm about to release? The entire success of my writing career is based on how many people I offend. I have to burp. Another burp. Yay. So yeah. We shall sing to the dog. Well, you know what? I will sing to the dog because I happen to like dogs. Dogs, cats, pets, animals in general are my favorite things in the world. I so wish I had another pet. I have a pet snake, a California king snake named Callie. Yeah, original name, but oh well. Woof woof, yeah, woof woof. Yeah. So as we went to Frisia. How long have I been recording? A little over 21 minutes. Let's take off 3 to 4 minutes for, beginning of the game. And yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Happy New Year everyone and all that other shit. I did absolutely nothing for New Year's. I did not want to do anything for New Year's. Working security at bars and clubs ruins people for New Year's, okay? I don't like partying, including partying on New Year's, so I tend to avoid it. Call me antisocial if you must. I call it a, fuck you, I don't want to do anything. I want to avoid drunk people and people looking to get into a fight. Anyways, there is things you can do in this game. Remember this man for later. But considering just how long this recording has gone without me playing anything, I'm going to save my game here and end it. So take care, everybody. See you next time for more plus significance. Take care, everyone, and bye.